Good afternoon, people, on this beautiful Sunday. I pray that you have peace, prosperity, life and love wherever you are. Now, today I wanted to talk about a couple things that all tie into each other. The first is manifesting through your chakras to the point that you're able to transmute any energy through alchemy. Now, what I mean by that is your chakra points are energy fields in your body, sacred energy fields, where your spirit can connect to outside forces. What I mean by that? Well, everyone is made of the complicated yet simple chemical elements that go into everything that we use on this earth. So, if we're able, through being one or meditating through prayer or contemplation, because prayer and contemplation and meditation, all three are intrinsically linked, then we'll be able to do stuff like transmute energy to where we can widen the reach of our magnetic force fields and manipulate other force fields around that lay in still objects or even living objects. So in science theory, they'd say that you could use telekinesis or stuff like that, control the elements. But when you get into a deep, deep, deep stage and one with the universe and what's above, that created all things, to the point where you feed off the sun like photosynthesis, it empowers you and you believe. A lot of it starts with a lot of training and a lot of belief and faith. And that's what gets you to the point where you can, in theory, some say, do alchemy. Now, ironically, the Bible speaks of alchemy with a lot of instances. Speaks of prophets being able to, with the will of the one true creator of all things, stop the sun in the sky, which gave birth to daylight savings time, part seas, waters. Also, even raise from the dead or transmute one element to another, like literally turning water to wine. Now, all of this is true. It's true. So how do we get to that stage as a people? Well, it takes dedication, devotion, faith, belief, and practice. A lot of practice goes into it. Not theoretical practice, I mean spiritual practice. Which means you have to live by a certain code. You have to eat very healthy. You have to take time out to be at one with the creator of all things every day. Whether you're working or not, you have to, like I said, eat very, very, very healthy. Every herb that you can see, tree, fruit, root, leaf, is of use in some way, whether you get it from a store or not. So, by combining lots of elements, herbs, roots, leaves, fruits, it empowers you just as photosynthesis does. Now, am I saying you can't eat meat? No, but everything in moderation. Everything in moderation. If you choose to eat meat, you can eat meat, because if you eat it with certain herbs, it will negate certain properties that may cause bad health to your body, like certain meats, red meats are harder to digest. Well, if you eat certain herbs and roots, it helps with your digestive system, like foliage, certain green that pass through your body or makes food pass through you, as an example. And the same can be said for basically anything. Allergies, whatever, there's something to counteract everything that grows. And we can, in turn, be empowered by the sun, ironically called the sun, through photosynthesis, just like trees can. Trees, plants, leaves and roots. Now, the second thing I wanted to talk about and touch basis on was people need to not worry so much about the times, what's going on, or about anything like that. They need to learn how to fight the evil inside and outside of themselves. Because there's a lot of evil going around right now, as people are noticing the crime rates going up. Since COVID, there's been a lot of stuff. Even before COVID, you know, there was a lot of stuff going on in this world for centuries that was aimed at suppression and enslavement. Now, we as the people, we literally have the power to change all of that. How? By standing strong and fighting for our future generations. By standing strong and fighting for our future generations' equality, prosperity, and everything else. How do we do that? Well, depending where you are in the world or where you are in your country, you just have to fight the evil inside and outside of you that will make you want to harm your brother, no matter what color they are, especially your own, or make you want to sell them out, go against them, you know, even if it's just for money, quick money, because the thing about money is, yes, anyone can make money, it's there to be made, it grows on trees. But at the end of the days, money can be made back. So you shouldn't try to hold on to it with everything you've got, because, you know, it's not finite. It's not finite at all. It's a beautiful thing, you know, talking to you from outside, hearing kids play in the background, and that's what it's all about, future generations. You know, teaching our people, teaching our kids that they can be whatever they want to be, but also giving them hope, and that hope starts with us fighting for them. We can't just sit back and wait, you know? We can't just sit back and wait, because a war's being waged on us whether we believe it or not. And it's every single day, and night too. So remember to stay prayed up and keep on the spiritual awareness of what's going on in your communities and neighborhoods and around you, even if it's outside and in places you can't see, because that's where the most evil usually goes on. That even controls the evil that you see around you in your communities. Now, ironically, the Bible says there's a prayer for that, and I'd like to gift you guys with that chapter verse. It's Ephesians 6, chapter 13 to 17. Talks about putting on a full-bodied armor, you know? Now, does that mean physically? No, it means spiritually. Awakening your third eye chakra or your pineal gland to the point where you can, you know, communicate with the higher source at any time, anywhere, 24/7, even when you're sleeping or awake. Because both are kind of the same states when you've opened your third eye chakra. So you have what some would call dreams. You have normal dreams, which would be when you're sleeping. They would be called dreams and visions, but you also have dreams and visions when you're awake, because when you're awake, the visions you have, they call lucid dreams. When you're semi-conscious, but you're awake. But you can get to a state where when you're asleep, your conscious is semi-awake, and when you're semi-awake, your conscience is still awake when you're awake. And that's the point you need to get to. Never be spiritually, mentally asleep, because that's when the demons inside you or outside of you get a chance to take a hold of you. Love, peace and blessings to you all. And just remember, the battle is far from over.